Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt like they carried a story your soul already knew? Have you ever walked into a town, a building, or even stood beneath a tree and suddenly felt a wave of recognition you couldn't explain? A strange familiarity, as if you'd been there before, long before this life began. These moments, they aren't random. They are whispers, soft echoes of your soul's ancient memory, fragments from lifetimes you've lived, long before the name you carry now, long before the story you're currently living. Welcome, traveler of time and spirit. You didn't find this video by accident. Something deep within you has always known that your story didn't begin at birth, and it doesn't end at death. In this sacred journey, we're going to explore what lies beyond the veil of ordinary memory. We'll uncover the 8 unmistakable signs that you've lived before. We'll explore how you can begin to estimate how many lives your soul has already experienced. And most importantly, we'll help you reconnect to the timeless wisdom carried within you. It's time to remember. Let's begin. The concept of reincarnation. Reincarnation, the belief that our souls return to live again in new bodies, is as old as humanity itself. From the Hindu Upanishads to Plato's dialogues, from Tibetan monks to African shamans, this idea has traveled across every culture and continent. In the sacred Hindu Upanishads, the soul, or Atman, travels from life to life, learning until it merges with universal consciousness. Plato, the Greek philosopher, wrote that the soul forgets its past lives upon birth, but carries inner knowledge. In Egypt, the soul passed through trials in the afterlife before returning to the world. And in Tibet, the Dalai Lama himself is believed to reincarnate, life after life, to continue his service. Even indigenous cultures, long isolated from each other, spoke of souls returning, of life as a cycle, not a line. It wasn't just belief, it was remembrance. According to these teachings, your soul is eternal. It wears the body like clothing, discarded when worn, chosen anew for the next experience. Each lifetime is a classroom. Every joy, every sorrow, every failure, and every triumph is a lesson written into your soul's blueprint. And though you may not consciously remember, your spirit remembers. Imagine your soul as a traveler, wandering across the ages, leaving footprints in the sand of time. Right now, you're in one chapter, but the story is far from over. Sign 1: Déjà vu and unexplained memories. Have you ever walked into a place you've never been, but your heart whispered, "I remember this"? A house, a town, a road you've never seen, yet somehow it feels like home. This is déjà vu, a momentary collapse of time, a brief crossing of the boundary between now and before. Déjà vu isn't just a brain glitch. Many spiritual traditions believe it's your soul nudging you, a brief memory leak from a life you once lived, a soul's way of reminding you you've been here before. It's especially powerful during childhood. You've probably heard stories, children speaking of names, people, or places they've never been taught. They describe distant cities, historical events, or even their own deaths with shocking clarity. Sometimes, they even speak in languages they've never learned. Children remember past lives until the age of 7. Dr. Ian Stevenson. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a pioneering psychiatrist, spent decades documenting thousands of cases where young children read vivid, verifiable details of past lives, often later confirmed by independent research. These aren't fantasies, they're fragments of memory imprinted on the soul. So the next time you feel an unexplainable connection to a person, place, or moment, pause. You might just be remembering something your conscious mind has forgotten, but your soul has never let go of. Sign 2: Unexplained fears or phobias. Not all fears are born from this life. Some are carried deep within the soul. A fear of drowning, yet you've never had a near-death experience in water. A fear of fire, but you've never even seen a house burn. These are the residues of a soul's past death, wounds carried silently across lifetimes. These aren't just phobias, they are echoes. They are soul-level imprints, scars from past lives trying to warn you, protect you, or simply remind you. Take a moment. What are you most afraid of? Not what society told you to fear, but what your body reacts to, instinctively, intensely, irrationally. Could that fear be something deeper, a scene your soul has lived before? You might be reacting not to danger in the present, but to death in the past. Some traditions teach that unresolved deaths, violent, sudden, or painful, leave behind energetic imprints. These imprints can evolve into unexplained fears in your current life, and until the soul understands or heals them, they repeat like a quiet echo beneath your waking consciousness. The fear you carry may not be a weakness, it may be a key, a doorway to uncovering who you once were and why you're still healing from what happened long ago. Sign 3. Instant soul connections. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt something ancient stir inside you? A sense of I know you, even though you've never met. That spark, that sudden familiarity, it's not imagination, it's recognition, soul to soul. These moments defy logic. They aren't just chance, they are reunions, glimpses of connections that have traveled across lifetimes. You may know them as soulmates, but not always in the romantic sense. Soulmates can be siblings, friends, teachers, even strangers who change your life in one brief encounter. Reincarnation suggests we don't journey through lifetimes alone. We often travel in what are called soul groups, a constellation of familiar souls we meet again and again. In one life, they may be your parent, in another, your child. Sometimes your enemy, other times your greatest love. These soul contracts are made before birth, agreements to meet again, to help each other grow, heal, or even challenge one another in powerful ways. That's why some people enter your life and feel inevitable, like they've been with you before the beginning and will stay with you beyond the end. When souls recognize each other, it's not with the eyes, it's with the heart. The pull is magnetic, the energy is undeniable. You may not understand it, but your soul remembers. So next time you meet someone and feel that sudden, soul-deep connection, don't ignore it. It may be someone who's walked beside you through many lives and just found their way back to you. Sign 4. Unusual talents or languages. True genius may not begin in this lifetime. It might be a memory, not a miracle. A skill refined over centuries, returning through tiny hands. From child prodigies painting like masters to toddlers who speak languages they've never heard, reincarnation offers an answer. Some knowledge lives in the bones, not the brain. This knowledge doesn't come from books, it comes from the soul. From lifetimes of learning, repetition, passion, now reawakened. Your soul carries talents like luggage across lifetimes. And sometimes, when the moment is right, the zipper opens. A talent emerges fully formed, like a song remembered, not learned. What gifts feel effortless to you? What passions burn inside you with no clear origin? These may be echoes from a previous incarnation, your soul's sacred inheritance, resurfacing through the veil. Talents, skills, even muscle memory. These are not always born of practice. Sometimes they're born of remembering. So if you find yourself gifted in something that feels older than this life, don't dismiss it, honor it. You may just be tapping into the genius of a soul that has spent lifetimes preparing for this moment. How to tell how many lives you've lived? How many times have you lived? 2, 12, 100? There's no machine, no exact number. But the soul leaves clues, echoes in your personality, your instincts, your pain, and your purpose. Old souls carry a calmness in chaos. They see through illusions. They feel everything deeply. Wisdom flows from them not through knowledge, but through knowing. The soul speaks in feelings, not words. While no test can give you an exact number, you can sense the weight of your soul's journey. Have you always felt older than your age? Do you struggle to relate to superficial things? Do you carry an unshakable longing for meaning, for something deeper? These are the traits of an old soul. A soul that has walked through lifetimes, experienced loss, love, war, and peace, and come here to remember. The more lives you've lived, the less interest you have in material gain, and the stronger your pull toward healing, growth, and spiritual truths. You feel drawn to the invisible world, to dreams, energy, synchronicities, and the questions no one else dares to ask. Your soul leaves footprints in your dreams, in your fears, in the way you love, lose, and long for something eternal. The more of these footprints you recognize, the more lives your soul may have walked. Sign 5. Strong pull to a specific time or culture. Have you ever felt homesick for a time and place you've never lived? A fascination with ancient Egypt? A longing for medieval castles? Or a strange comfort in the streets of a foreign country you've never visited? This isn't just curiosity, it may be recognition. These fixations can be powerful. Not taught, not inherited, but remembered. Your soul may have lived there, walked those roads, spoken that language, loved that land. These attractions aren't random. They're bookmarks your soul left behind, markers of unfinished stories, powerful memories, deep emotional ties from lifetimes long past. If you feel a deep connection to a particular culture or era without logical reason, pay attention. It may be a past life calling you to remember, to heal something unfinished, to awaken wisdom once lived. Your obsessions are often echoes of lives you once lived. Sometimes your soul leaves breadcrumbs, a painting you're drawn to, a language that rolls off your tongue, a song that makes you cry for no reason. All clues, all whispers from who you once were. Have you ever felt called by a time you never lived in? A strange obsession with ancient Greece? A pull toward feudal Japan, or a deep love for a place you've never stepped foot in? These fixations may not be random interests. They might be remnants, spiritual fingerprints of your soul's past lives. Memories written not on the mind, but in the energy of who you are. The soul remembers what the mind cannot. Have you ever looked at ancient architecture and felt a wave of sadness or familiarity? Have you ever heard a language you don't understand, but your heart reacts as if it knows? These are not coincidences. They're bookmarks your soul left behind, emotional imprints, sacred echoes. Some souls return to familiar lands to finish lessons. Others are drawn by unresolved emotions, love, betrayal, purpose. That strong pull you feel toward a certain place or era could be your spirit's unfinished story calling you home. What ancient world whispers to you? Where does your spirit drift when you close your eyes? Follow that pull. It might just lead you back to yourself. Sign 6. Profound dreams or past life regression. Dreams are not just fragments of the mind. They can be portals to the past, windows into the lives you've lived before. Some souls are drawn to memories buried deep within, in the form of vivid, real dreams. Perhaps you've dreamt of a life so detailed, so visceral, that when you woke, you couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't just a dream. Through past life regression, under hypnosis, many people have uncovered startling details of their past lives, lives they couldn't possibly know on a conscious level. I remembered being a soldier. I even saw my own sword. The armor felt real. The pain in my chest when I fell, it was real. When I researched it later, the details matched a Roman legion, one that fought in Gaul during the 1st century. Such experiences aren't coincidence. They're echoes from the soul, memories, unfinished stories carried through time. Sometimes the soul needs to remember in order to heal, to grow, to understand why certain feelings, fears, or talents persist in this life. Do you ever wake up from a dream so real, it feels as though you've lived it? Do you ever experience the sensation that you've been somewhere or been someone before? If this resonates with you, your soul might be recalling a past life, a life that's still affecting you in ways you don't understand, but are ready to. Sometimes, the door to your past life is a dream. Sometimes it's a memory waiting to resurface. Will you open that door? Sign 7. Feeling like you don't belong. Have you ever walked into a crowded room, looked around, and felt alone? Like you don't belong here in this life with these people? Some souls return to Earth with a sense of detachment. You may feel like a visitor here, not a native. The world around you seems familiar yet alien. This deep, spiritual homesickness is more common than you might think. Perhaps you've had moments when everything feels off, like you're playing a role that doesn't quite fit. A soul that has lived many times might start to feel the weight of other worlds. The memories of them start to bleed into this life. You might even feel homesick for somewhere you can't quite name, a place beyond this one. The more lifetimes you've lived, the more you remember what lies beyond this one. The more you realize that Earth is only one chapter in the story of your soul. That sense of otherness you feel, it may not be because you're broken. It's because you're remembering what it's like to be something more, to have lived before, to have been more than just this human form. You're more than just this life. And maybe that's why Earth sometimes feels like a temporary stop, a place you're just passing through. But that doesn't mean you're alone. Your soul has a depth that spans beyond time, space, and life itself. Feeling like you don't belong? You might be remembering the many lives, the worlds, and the dimensions that have shaped who you are today. And maybe, just maybe, your soul is homesick for the place it truly calls home. Sign 8. Inner wisdom and accelerated growth. Old souls don't need to shout to be heard. They speak softly, yet their words carry weight. You may have noticed that people often come to you for advice, even when you were young. It's as if they sense that you know something they don't, something deeper, wiser. Perhaps you feel drawn to heal, to guide, to teach, to share knowledge, offer wisdom, and help others along their path. These are signs of a seasoned spirit, one that has lived many lives, and in those lives has accumulated wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Your soul may have lived 5 lives, 10, even 100. But what truly matters is not the number of lives, but the wisdom you've gathered from each one. What has your soul learned, and how are you using that wisdom now? With each life, your soul learns, evolves, and matures. And in this life, you may find that growth happens at a pace far faster than you ever expected. You may have felt an inner urgency to awaken, to find the truth, to accelerate your spiritual journey. This rapid spiritual growth may be a sign of your soul's depth. The more lifetimes you've had, the more you remember the truths you've forgotten. Your soul seeks to understand the mysteries of life and the universe, to tap into a deeper consciousness. If you feel this pull, this inner knowing that you are more than just this body, more than just this life, know that it's your soul awakening. Your wisdom is not just for you. It's meant to be shared, passed on, and lived. You are here for a reason, and your soul's journey across time and space has prepared you to embrace the deeper truths of life. The wisdom you've gathered is ready to be used in this lifetime, to help you grow, to guide others, and to live in alignment with your true self. You don't need to remember every life to honor them. Your soul's journey is written in who you are today, in your instincts, your passions, your wounds, your strengths. So, how many lives have you lived? Trust your inner voice. The signs are already within you. If this video stirred something inside you, like a memory just out of reach, subscribe, share your story in the comments, and join us for more journeys beyond the veil.